Okay, so I was going to move on to decorative waxes. Unless, did anyone have any more wax questions? Right. Open grain wood is ideal for specialty waxes, and the wax will certainly sit in the grain. And I have an example here. You can still cover your surface. You don't have to do a decorative finish, but on your harder woods, on your open grain wood, you can get a very interesting effect with your wax. So on oak in particular, we have something called liming and also black patina wax. And this is an example of this. And someone told me this isn't oak. It's something else. What's just like oak? Ash, whatever. Okay, so this is ash. Even though the guys told me in England that this was oak. So, yeah. So what we did. So this was a raw frame. We stained it. This is an apple green. Let it dry. And then we put on the liming wax, and the liming wax sat in the grain. And then we removed what we didn't like, and we let it sit in the recesses. This is a very popular look for kitchen cabinets and bathrooms, and people love this whole liming thing. I have a poster here that we give out to some store members. We just had it mounted, and it shows the whole liming process, which I'm going to demonstrate. Out of everything I do, no matter where I am, people are fascinated with the liming process, yet no one attempts it. So I'll show you, but it'll just be for fun. Do you do liming? This is an example also of a limed piece. This is just some dark oak stain and then some liming wax, and you can just see the difference. To begin with liming, you need a hardwood. This will not work on pine or anything soft. So you need something with some interesting grain. I wouldn't personally recommend mahogany. It's almost too nice. Oak is really ideal for liming. What you can also do, aside from liming, is a variety of specialty waxes. There's black wax and green wax, and I'll show black wax. This is an example of liming, if everyone can kind of see this. And this is nice maybe for moldings and borders and things. And this was a blue stain. This is raw wood, blue stain. And then the wax. Now in this case, we left a lot of liming on. You can leave as much wax as you like to taste. The thing to keep in mind with wax is once it's down, that is it. There's no penetrating the wood. So I can't do anything to this. I can't change the color. I can't put oil on. So this was my final step, and it's sealed with wax, and that's it. This is an example of the same specialty wax in black. This, I think, is more interesting to professional woodworkers because you can really achieve the most beautiful finish. This is called black patinating wax. And you can go ahead and make this yourself with any neutral wax and a black earth pigment. So you don't have to buy the black wax. We have some here. But you can go ahead and make some if you like. What this is, now in this case, again, raw wood, we did not stain this wood. But what we did do is open the grain, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and just apply the black wax on. You let it sit in the recesses, especially where there's any indents, and you can really antique something. And I've seen some different woodworkers do the most beautiful creative effects with this. So, is this too big to pass around?
No, we can do it again.
So I'm going to find one to show the line. This is an example. I think people are more familiar with the word pickling. And pickling is similar to liming. It's actually not the same. We use the words interchangeably. It's not the same. This is an example of actually what pickling is. Would be a white, transparent stain. And it would just be a wash on the wood, and you get this nice transparent effect. This is a piece of wood with white, water-based stain, and then liming wax on top of it. So if you hear someone says, "Oh, I love pickling," or what is that? It's white stain and then a white liming wax. Liming wax also is predominantly chalk. People ask, "What is it?" It's chalk, and the same, pretty much the same materials: paraffin, microcrystalline, and solvent. So And in this brochure, there is a little picture, well, a picture of a whole kitchen done in this way. And so it's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's more popular in England, actually. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to do this quickly. What you do is a bronze brush, very important, the hardest bristles available. I think you can get these anywhere. And you need a hard grain, again, hardwood, pines will just be a mess. So now you open the grain, you vigorously go with the grain, and you're just kind of agitating it and just kind of opening it. This is going to allow all of your decorative wax to really penetrate, and it's going to allow for a very nice decorative finish. Now what we can do is stain this first, but what I was going to do with the piece I was passing around was I was going to take that back and line it. With the bronze? Oh yeah. Because I'm not scratching it, I'm opening the grain. I'm not scratching it at all. So,
What was one back?
it was a little piece, but I'll just do something with this. So I can stain this right now, and it can look a little more decorative, but in this case, because once I stain this, I can't do anything with it, I'm going to go right to the wax. And I'm going to show a black patinating wax instead of the liming, just because it's a little more interesting. Skill roll again. This is one of the few times that you're going to go against the grain. You're going to work in circular motion. You're going to apply a generous amount and really, really work it into your grain. You want to apply enough so that you almost don't see the wood underneath. And once the decorative wax is applied, the dry time here is about 20 minutes to a half hour. It's a little longer than standard wax. So you're just going to let it kind of penetrate into the grain. The more you work it, the more decorative it will be. And right. Well, exactly. You're with this brush and with almost anything else you use steel wool, you're always going with the grain. In this case, we're trying to get every bit covered. So this is the one time in circular motion against the grain, with the grain against the grain. This is one of the few times you will need to do that. So now you're going to let this dry a little bit. But what you're going to do is you're going to rub off a little bit with a cloth. Now I just was working with someone who used this opaque this way as their final finish on a bookcase, which surprised me. But you can take this way. What we're going to do first is wipe it away, and then we're going to take neutral wax and remove what we don't like. So a little secret for tonight is that like products will activate each other. So if I put this down and didn't like it, I can remove it with neutral wax. Same thing with stains. If you're staining your chair or whatever, and you have a little drop somewhere, you can reactivate your damage or your error with more stain. So you just kind of apply it, and it'll reactivate it. So what we're going to do, first I'm going to wipe off a little bit of the excess. Bob needs to learn all this. So now this may be exactly what I like. It depends on what I'm going after. If this was too much wax, and how do I get this off? I'm not going to get it off with the top. So now what I'm going to do is get it off with the neutral. So now I'm going to blow it out and get a piece of wood. So now I'm going to remove. Now I'm going to remove. Now what will stay is what is in the grain, but what I'm removing is the surface black. I'll leave a little bit over there so you can see the difference. And I can work this as much as I like. If I really wanted very little, I maybe would have applied less to begin with. But even if I made a mistake or saw it at the end and didn't like the whole thing, I could really try to take off as much as possible. And then you're going to let this dry, and you're going to buff. So, I may have wanted something, as dark as that, or you can take it away and then just see the grain. So where you have a more interesting grain, you can get a really nice effect. We have a green wax, a red wax. The black wax I've seen people do a red stain and then rub in a black wax and get a Chinese lacquer effect. And you can be as creative as you want. It's really quite interesting. This is an example of the green wax. This is a blue stain with green rubbed on top of it, and then this is just raw green. So depending on maybe what you need or what you like, you want to things. So we can actually go back to this piece. I wanted to rough some stuff and just show you. The more elbow grease you put in, the more machine you're going to get. So really, this is a very nice bristle brush, so you don't worry, you won't scratch your surface either with this. So you just kind of buff. There's no trick. Some people come up and down, and it depends, whatever feels comfortable for you. But right away, you'll start to see a sheen. And I don't know if you can see. And if this were kitchen tabletop, what I may do is a second coat of wax. But here's the thing that's most important. Everyone assumes that one thick coat of wax will suffice and save time as opposed to two thin coats. So don't do it. Thin coat, let it dry, buff it, and then apply another thin coat. A thick coat of wax is a disaster, and it's probably the most common error in finishing. And so you can see a little bit of sheen as opposed to the area that doesn't have wax in it. Okay, so now, shellac. Yeah. Before, shellac is going to be my last thing. I'm going to talk about oil first. Is that okay?
Just figured it was the next one.
Yeah, that can put it on. Yes, you can. Yes. You can do up to 2 to 3 coats of wax. In general, with finishing, whatever you choose to do, 2 to 3 applications are necessary. Staining, waxing, oils, whatever. One application will rarely give you the coverage and the protection that you want. And so what you don't do, again, is one thick application of oil or wax. You don't save time and you make a mess. So, give yourself time for thin applications, proper dry times, and then reapplication. You'll protect your wood so much more. There's a series of oils and shellacs. What I have here, I wanted to have, this is a trigger article. Do you guys get Wood Magazine? So this was September's issue. Not me. I was soon.
Next one.
This is an article I made. I don't think we have enough copies. But if not, if you guys have the magazine, this just has the first page. Well, this is a very interesting product. And in the world of oils, there are 4 oils. And again, if you go with the finest oil on down, the finest, most refined oil is tongue oil. And then the next step down is a teak oil, and then comes a linseed oil. And that's exactly the difference here. Tongue is the most refined, the clearest, the cleanest, the most beautiful finish you'll achieve with the tongue oil. Teak oil is also quite excellent. Danish oil, that's it. Danish oil is outstanding also. Teak oil is ideal for cedar. It's not as refined. It's a matter of just refining it, cleaning it, clearing it out. Also, you want to think about if the oil imparting in color. So linseed oil is also about the oldest finish available. It was one of the first things that was ever put on antique furniture. And with linseed oil, you do have yellowing process that comes about, and it's like a natural patina. And actually, that was what was required, what people loved. So with linseed oil, you have boiled oil and a raw. And the difference is that the boiled oil has been made there's a heating process that it goes through, and it cuts down on your dry time. So you'll see that in stores. You'll see raw or boiled, and what's the difference? So if you want to use the linseed oil, it's a beautiful, very traditional finish. You just want to be conscious of dry times. Yes, you can. You don't have to, but again, I would recommend, because this is where, and with oils, this is your time and your effort. The dry time on oils is 24 hours per coat, and cure time is 3 to 7 days at least. I hear time on So if you're putting this much time into your finishing, wax again will protect it. This is ideal for outdoor use, outdoor furniture, decking. Tunnel oil is also what's recommended for kitchen countertops, wood blocks, salad bowls. This is non-toxic. Whereas here again you have a solvent. So you don't really want to put wax on your salad bowl, but tunnel oil is fine. So when it comes to kitchen or food uses, you want to think oils.
What was the difference between teak oil?
It's a matter of refining, the refining stage. Teak oil will be a little less expensive. It won't be as clear. It also just has a different use. Teak oil is ideal for exotic woods and cedar and the other outdoor wood. Cedar and teak, yeah. Cedar and teak. Yeah, so you would use this kind of on outdoor furniture, decking. Teak oil. Yeah. So, just as enhances wood. I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like.